Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking. Right, today is going to really be about the European Union's ECB press conference. And well, statements before then, I don't think there's not expected to be any changes of any significance at the 12:45 statement. But we'll see if there's anything changes there. But it really, I think, will come down to the ECB press conference and the statements that are made there and the Q&A afterwards. So it'll be an interesting thing. I think they'll be wanting, from what I can see, and everyone's sort of in agreement that they'll be trying to talk the euro down a little bit gently, but not going over the top. And there are some positive aspects amongst the comments that are likely to come out, which in turn could see the euro bounce further. So it's going to be a very tight discussion and comments, I think, in terms of trying to get the right balance without talking the euro up too much further. So that's where we sit there. Aside of that, then 1:30 press conference, there is some US PPI around about that time, so spot on 1:30 we might see a bit of volatility coming in if that's changing much. Aside of that, crude oil inventories are today at 4 p.m. so certainly later today. So we've got those. They could be moving the oil market, which has taken a hell of a kick in. Bank of Canada governor speaking at 5:30 to follow up from yesterday's no change meeting from the Bank of Canada. Okay, and we've got Lagarde speaking again at 6 p.m, which I certainly won't be around for, due to deliver closing remarks at a virtual banking conference. Okay, so I think she'll have said most of what she's going to say at 1:30. So that's really where we're going to be focused on today, or the market's going to be focused on. So what does that mean for the technicals? Let's have a quick look. So technical wise, well, we're back into this. I've left this trend line on there. It was a channel that euro was in. It's had one reaction to it. It's pulled away, but coming back to it again, it's sort of around that sort of zone. It's getting in the way there. So we'll see. But I do wonder if they cannot tread that in between field well enough for the ECB, whether we'll see just the euro catching a bid further again. So we'll see, but that's really is speculation at this point, and it really is a case of probably leave this morning. It's not really, I don't know, is it showing a bit of divergence now on the MACD there? RSI not really either. No, it's slightly higher on this pitch. So, but maybe if it started selling off quickly, I may get drawn in, but I've got to be careful not getting drawn in at the wrong thing, and it may be a patience game for the euro this morning. Okay, looking at the pound then. So the pound sold pretty much yesterday until well, it picked up later in the afternoon there, taking a bounce. It's now, well, looking like it might want to try a bit of follow through here. It has just put a higher low in on this 4-hourly picture. It's by breaking there, has put a higher low. So and we're sitting there. Pivot's quite pinched today, having been in quite a tight range yesterday. It did just it's consolidated all the way through that Asian session. Still a lot to talk about today. Brexit is the third day. I think we got probably some closing speeches this afternoon, and there's some some of the elements still supposed to be finished off in this current discussion. So I think it could be a volatile afternoon for the pound particularly. We'll see how things shape up this morning, but technically at the moment, as I say, it has put a slightly higher low in there, although it's giving that back, starting to give that back as I'm talking. So maybe there could be a trade of a trend line break of the lows there, but it hasn't quite caught the daily pivot. Maybe we want to pitch through that and a bit further. If it starts selling off again, well, I'll be looking then at these lows from yesterday. That's the pound. Dollar yen. So looking at dollar yen, continues to consolidate within this range. Yesterday was no real different. It did soften earlier on, but further. But when we saw the other markets soften, the yen sold back and or gave back its gains there. looking at the hourlies here, it's a bit of a pig's ear really. This there was a bit of divergence across the highs here. This might work into something more. If we see the euro pushing up, maybe it's a sign, and some of these other currencies pushing up, maybe it's a sign that the dollar's backing off again, and we've got a chance of this pushing further down, maybe even towards its S1 at some stage. But has it's a break of this sort of near-term low here at 106.05 gives us a lower high in the short-term frame here. Otherwise, as I said, it is quite messy when you're looking through these different charts here. So let's have a look at the Aussie. Now the Aussie has been a bit of the star of the show, along with the New Zealand dollar. Yesterday put a solid up bar there, closed towards the upside, but it's really done very little through the Asian session. Overall, as I said yesterday, this hasn't changed the picture too much. It hasn't even at the moment broken these highs here, which would give us a higher low, even if a smaller intermediate higher low there. It's still below this low here in all respects. Really, it's in a downward trend there at the moment. Coming down the time frame, 60 minutes here. Well, struggling a little bit at the moment. If it can get some legs up there, well, you could see it shove up, but it just seems so sluggish at the moment. We'll see how it moves through the European market here. Canadian dollar selling into the 34 there yesterday, daily 34, not managed to hold on to its gains too much, the US dollar there, and well, we'll see how this continues. There is a trend line still sitting across those lows there. If that's broken, well, it will change. It would be more of a signal of a change direction. It has put a slightly small lower high in. Here we go. Just you can see it just here. Let's just confirm that sort of lower high. But at the same time, it's really looking like it's in a divergence pattern actually. So arguably it's diverging at this point. So we'll see how that comes. As I said, you have got the Bank of Canada's chair speaking later, or governor. Now let's just have a look. I was talking about oil yesterday, and just looking at oil, it has picked up a little bit there. It's going to be slow. I think it's going to be a sticky old move now on oil. It may at some point catch a bid again. It's far below where producers would want it to be, but I think too many producers have turned the taps back on, and we're seeing the consequence of such action. With stocks building up, I was looking in some private oil data, was showing a build up in crude oil inventory is what's not wanted to be seen around the world at the moment. So we might see that, but we have got the data out later today as well. Okay, and finally, let's have a look at the S&Ps. So S&P's trying to catch a bit of a bounce yesterday. Well, it did catch a bit of a bounce yesterday. Let's just look at the dailies there. It just caught a solid bounce off that daily 50. Is there anything going to be changing here? Still, it's actually a bit like the Aussie in terms of it still hasn't broken this prior high here, or this near-term high. A break of this near-term would give us a higher low on the shorter time frames there, a bit more potential for a more of a shove up. But at the moment, as I said, it's still got lower highs in this. It's still technically in a downward trend there for me. Okay, that's it. Have a great day. Watch out for that ECB data. Bye for now.